Why not? Smoke crack.
Because they will ban
Have
you.
each other's back.
They'll ban you for so much. Right, it's now recorded.
Leave me.
It's already. It's going live. Okay. They've disappeared for a long time into the ether of the internet and the world at large. But now, the three heroes of legend have returned. The three men with several different names, several different jobs, but one great love, entertainment, are back to bring justice and take down the bad guys, to entertain you and make you laugh. These are the boys from Bossk.
Well done, Curtis. That was actually pretty good. You
That
must be practicing that for our 3-week break.
Yeah.
It has been a
Time's
while.
done you well.
I missed you. I missed you. It's been a while. It's nice to get the team back together. Especially as people are starting to like our podcast. They won't write anything. It's like stalkers. They won't write anything, but they'll let me know in passing that they like the podcast, and they especially seem to like your voices, as opposed to mine. But I don't take that personally. It's just the way things roll. But no, it's been quite nice. It's nice to have you all back. And as always, when we go away, we come back. A lot's happened. A lot hasn't happened. COVID, I think, is hitting harder now than it did last year, because a lot of stuff has been produced and made last year.
Yeah, now there's a drought, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a literal drought where the most unimportant news is now top news, and the internet is becoming more rabid as we go along. While we were away, the new trailer for He-Man Revelations was released.
Yeah, that's the Kevin Smith one, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's about the third time I've heard I Need a Hero on a trailer over the past month.
Yeah,
which is weird, but yeah, it's Kevin Smith's version. And I met it. I quite like the trailer. I wasn't the biggest He-Man fan when I was a kid, but I watched it religiously. But I don't think I never had the toys or anything like that. It might have been due to the fact I was poor, but I never had the toys. Never bought the comic. Never bought the books. Were you guys into it?
Yeah, because I was a sport brat. I had it all.
I think I was a bit too young. I think I just missed it.
Oh, okay.
I just missed He-Man. I never really got any of the toys or anything. But yeah.
I was in the toy shop the other day and I saw the new Battle Cat and I almost brought it.
Well, now's the time. It was huge back in the day. I mean, they were the Transformers before the Transformers, I think. But yeah, they were massive toys, and the new trailers come out. And how do you think the internet met it?
Pretty good.
Excitement from the old.
They probably didn't even know what it was.
No, a lot of people met it with rage. They were angry.
Why?
Why were they angry? One, because about 10, 15 years ago, Kevin Smith put a tweet out saying, "What? Not the biggest He-Man fan."
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how media bites you in the ass.
Yeah, but you don't have to be the biggest He-Man fan to like He-Man. You just went into it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it was there, and also I think they're called Clownfish. I don't know. They were attacking Kevin Smith for possibly making the Revelations too woke. So changing Attila, the show's not about He-Man, basically. And there's not enough He-Man. And I'm like,
what do you mean? What do you mean? It's not about him. It's about everyone.
So basically, they had a rumor that He-Man gets captured, and it's about Attila rescuing him and all the rest of it. And they don't like.
Who's she? She's Man at Arms' daughter.
Yeah.
See, I remember.
But I was like, did you watch the original cartoons?
She was always looking after him, though. She was his protector.
I know, but I challenge anybody to go back and watch the old Transformers cartoons and the old He-Man cartoons and get anything near the type of enjoyment they had when they were a kid. Not because you were a kid, but because they weren't particularly well-written cartoons. Like the things you remember about He-Man is not the storylines.
It's his pink shirt.
Yeah. You remember him saying, by the power of
muscles
skull,
in the legs.
You remember Orca, you remember Skeletor, but can you remember what happened in one story?
No, all I remember is Skeletor looking cool. That's all I know.
And he had a great laugh.
It's Mark Hamill, isn't it? Doing the voice.
Yeah.
See, that excites me. Yeah. I mean, in a normal way, not in a weird way. But
Mike, there's no judgment here, bro. There's no judgment.
I'm judging myself.
I wouldn't. But yeah, that's happening. I'm quite excited by it. I remember the original cartoons. I don't think they were all that, but it's nice to see that property make it back the same way Transformers has.
Well, I just hope it goes down well, because the Thundercats remake they did was really crap.
Yeah, I think Thundercats just doesn't work. I think Thundercats is like the old Schwarzenegger films. They're a creation of the 80s. Big hairy cat saving the world. You know, I don't know. I don't think it works outside of where it was as well as people would like. And that's the same with like Predator, Terminator, and all those types of films. I think they're films of their time, and they need to just be left to die.
Well, we can make millions if we just make one more film.
No, but like, Predators was good. I enjoyed that film.
It was all right, but again, it ended up being.
What was the last one? That was quite good.
No, that was the Predator, the Shane Black one, which was an 80s movie that's just been made now.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but it was cheesy though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed it, because it was cheesy.
Yeah, but the original was incredibly cheesy. I think people.
Number 2 was incredibly cheesy.
Yeah, but the first one was all these bulky wrestling.
When he was in New York, that was bad.
Well, it was Danny Glover.
Danny Glover, yeah,
and Gary Busey, wasn't it, as well? Yeah. He was like the bad guy in that.
That was when Danny Glover was literally the only black guy they knew in Hollywood. Well, come on, he was at least.
Come on, Billy D. Williams was available. They just didn't want to hire him.
No, but he didn't they? That's harsh. But anyway, sorry, moving on.
Come on, let's go on. Let's leave this back.
let's carry on. What else came out? Trailer, right? Suicide Squad. Another trailer came out for that. Are you guys still excited about the old Suicide?
I'd rather just wait for the film.
Yeah, I'm not watching any more trailers for it. They ruined so much of the film. Yeah,
4 months of trailers, and then the film's gonna be disappointing, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it'll do all right. I like DC movies. I think have a problem in terms of their trailers. Full stop.
They have problems with their movies.
All their films. They had problems, but I think now Zack Snyder's not involved anymore.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Amazo in real life. Big fucking starfish just tearing shit up would be fun.
And I think they're actually going to kill a lot of characters off.
They're going to kill so many people. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
It won't be the one the one thing I didn't like about the trailer wasn't actually that they revealed too much, but like Will Smith was who was he in the first film?
Wasn't he?
Deadshot, right?
Yeah.
Idris Elba's playing different characters, Bloodsport.
Yeah.
But they both have childcare issues, which is scarily similar.
Yeah, they've just swapped him out, haven't they? It was supposed to be him. I mean, I think it's good to see Idris Elba and stuff.
Yeah, but I think they could have just done better. Just drop that pot line. I was like, hold on a second, what, his daughters? Wait, didn't we see that already? But that's just me. Maybe it's just my own personal whinginess. Are either of you into horror films?
Yeah.
The Candyman's making his illustrious return to cinema. I think the original
was it a horror
Candyman
film,
ran for
the original one.
Yeah,
I thought it was more of a thriller than a horror.
Well, it was a critique on the issues of race and history in America at the time, but it was still a horror.
Is it Jordan Peele?
Yes, Jordan Peele. I think he's producing it. He didn't direct it; he produced it. And he's
the same Candyman. That's been in every Candyman.
Surprisingly, it's the same guy.
That's good.
Which I don't know how I feel about that, because again, it's like with the
he's got that evil. He's got an evil look, man. I like him.
Yeah, he's got a sinister vibe.
I'm the Candyman, bitch.
But it leaves me with the same issue I had with the Terminator films. Like when they got the gang back together, I'm like, this is the first time we've had the gang back together, and it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's been in literally every single Terminator film since the first one. And I was like, nah, how special is it? Just get what I mean? He's not been in.
Yeah, but they might not have all been in the studio at the same time.
The only one was yeah, I was just like, it's just weird. But hopefully it'll be good. I'm not big into horror, but I will go and see Candyman just because. I don't know. I'll just go and see it just because it looks like they're going to have to do something different with it to keep it exciting. So I'm definitely going to be in there to see if that works for us. Now, moving on, as you do, gentlemen, right. This is a special one for me. Right, you're going to have to excuse me for this one, gents. Right, I don't know how special it was for you when you were younger, Mike. You might have missed this one. Big Dave, you might have been in with this one. Do you remember D'Artagnan and the Three Muskehounds?
Oh, that's the new film.
Didn't you dress up as D'Artagnan at a fancy dress party once?
I did. I
think I got pictures for that. I should have put your pictures on your background. Yeah.
Yeah, that I looked more like Porthos than D'Artagnan.
You did, but it was good. Yeah, I used to love that show.
Or was it Athos? I looked more like. Anyway, but yeah, that is coming out. They've made a movie for it. I think in June that will be released. But
as long as they got the same theme tune, that'd be awesome.
Well, let me. I don't know if YouTube will strike.
No. Just leave it. We can go back to that one other day.
Oh, I'm so excited! I'm sorry.
It'd be better if it's Dungeons and Dragons, but
that's coming soon as well.
Yeah, they're doing a thing for that, aren't they?
Yeah, but yeah, the D'Artagnan and the Three Muskehounds are going to be in the cinemas in June, and if anything's going to make me go to cinema, that will. I'm going to be there for it.
Is it all going to be computer-generated graphics, though?
Yeah, but look,
that's going to ruin it straight away.
Hold on, I'm not going to lie, right? It doesn't look like. They
were quite bubble-shaped drawings, so you can't really. The animation.
It's not Pixar, bro. It's French. I'm going to give them.
Yeah, I know, but cheesy computer graphic drawings just ain't the same as the original.
It doesn't look bad. I'll describe the animation as
just warm. Hire an artist to do it all.
It looks warm. It doesn't look great.
I won't knock it till I watch it. How many times do you do the same story of Three Musketeers?
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Hundreds. Right. So moving on. Where was I? Right. So moving on. There's a few other things coming out, and one of them is Netflix. I love Netflix. Even when there's not much to watch in it, I love Netflix because they keep sticking their fingers up.
Deep fried and crispy, my new favorite.
What one?
Deep fried and crispy.
No, but that's what I mean. They keep sticking their fingers up to people who hate using phrases like woke or who hate diversity and stuff like that. So, when the anti-woke brigade were going, there's too much diversity, Netflix just put like 50 different shows with black people on it. They didn't care. And now they're doing a new animated show called Q-Force, which will be basically a team of gay men who save the world.
I was going to say, what does Q stand for? But then I kind of got the gist of it.
It's unapologetically gay.
They're all going to wear sequins.
No, not all of them. They're all distinctive in their own way. And I think that,
Power Rangers, basically.
Kind of
yeah. Without the better dressed.
Is one going through like a gender orientation?
Better trimmed, nicer outfits, and a bit more makeup, and probably better acting than any of the Power Ranger films that I've seen so far, unless you guys have seen any good ones.
No, never.
I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Power Rangers.
I think I have. I watched the first couple of episodes.
I used to love the Green Power Ranger. He was badass.
But there's a meme going around, right? Maybe you can answer this, Mike, right? There's a meme going around, right? That the Power Rangers never go green power, red power, stuff like that. They've never done that, have they? Because there's a meme going around.
That's because they've been the one saying black power.
No, not that. There'd be one saying you can say black power, though. What you can't say is white power.
Well, no, there is a white Power Ranger.
But they never go
no.
white power. Yeah, I thought so.
No, because they're all different. They're like dinosaurs, aren't they? So they say they're dinosaurs. So they're like Tyrannosaurus, Pterodactyl, like that.
See what age group Mike grew up on.
No, I love it. Hey, don't disrespect that age group. Yeah, they came out with some of that. That age group had some of the best entertainment.
They did.
When we had some really bad stuff, which was really disappointing. But at least they had great theme tunes. Right, moving on. No, I think that's it. I think that's a vast
we're done.
majority
Okay.
of. Well, that's a vast majority of the small bits of news. That stuff that's happening, and then we can move on to our little things we've been watching. I'll go first if that's all right with you guys, because I think everybody needs to try and watch this show. Well, there's two shows. One of them is Ragnarok, which if you look at the trailers for Ragnarok, it looks really bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sell it to me. I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks crap.
It looks really, really budget. But you got to understand, it is Norway. Do you know what I mean? It's not like New York or whatever. It's Norway. It's a slower pace, right? But if you can get past the first 2 episodes, it actually does pick up a lot. It's quite a sexy show. It's quite a violent show, and the characters are quite intriguing. So I would say, right, I'd put that on your list of shows that you should watch. And I'll back up Ragnarok. The other one, if I can remember the name of it, because
can't be that good, Curtis?
It is, but I haven't watched it in a while. But there's a Netflix film coming out soon, and it's basically a zombie film. But let me get that one up for us quickly.
Oh, did you watch Land of the Dead?
The Zack Snyder one.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we talk about it? Was that the last thing we spoke about? I think it was.
Yeah.
Did we talk about it?
I think that was the last thing we talked about. Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I watched it. I didn't hate it, but I was like, he tried to do something different with it, but
yeah,
it was like, where'd your money go?
Wasn't there a new one that came out this weekend? I didn't watch it yet.
Is that the
on
Netflix?
Djokovic, did she do it? Is she in it? Or am I thinking of something else?
Black Summer, is that the one?
That again?
No. I'll come back to it because it is quite. I've forgotten the name of it because it's quite a straightforward name, and it's a North Korean Kingdom. That was it. Sorry. See, it came back to me. Right. So it's a zombie series called Kingdom. Now, if you hate Walking Dead and shows like that, but you like a bit of a zombie film now and again, Kingdom is the one to watch. It's set in Korea, and it's basically medieval zombies running rampant.
No, that sounds cool.
If you can get past the first few episodes, it's brilliant. It's great acting, superb action scenes, and like I said, zombies. There's, it's not like, what is it, Walking Dead, where they struggle with zombies that walk really slowly, I might add, right? And they struggle with those. Now these zombies go at a pace. You don't mess with them, you run. And I would really, really endorse that one, if I may. And those are my TV suggestions for the week. Who wants to go next? Don't rush at once, will you, boys?
Well, I mean, what have I watched? I've watched. I'm just looking on Netflix and see what I've actually watched because I can't remember. Well, I've obviously been watching Loki, but I guess we'll speak about that in a minute. I watched the first episode of Sweet Tooth. You did as well, Dave, didn't you?
I've done the whole series.
You done the whole series? I just watched the first episode.
Yeah, it's only 8 episodes. So
okay, what did you think of it?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's got a good vibe.
It's very, I don't know how to explain it. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not like mutants and stuff like that. It's stuff that's been designed in labs and everyone's against it all. Like coronavirus, really, but with kids.
Yeah, that's the first episode I was watching this, and I was like, this is really sort of on the nose about what's happening now. Like everyone's died from an illness and the society.
Well, that's it. Once you start looking into the story of it, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, the first episode made me want to watch another one, which is good.
It's quite interesting because
it's got the Protector.
It's produced by Robert Downey Jr. and his wife.
Oh yeah,
and as you know, since he left Marvel, hasn't had the easiest of runs.
Well, no, he bet heavily on Doolittle,
and it did very little.
Yeah. Hey.
That joke's wee. Sorry, Karen.
Bad Batch. Obviously, watched that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually struggling to find stuff to watch at the moment. I know it's so stupid in the age we live in, but I think I've hit that bit in the pandemic now where
Yeah.
well, I mean, I know things are opening and we're not in proper lockdown, but I was like sitting there going, like, none of this is wanting me to catch, like nothing I really want to watch. Like the only thing I'm excited about watching is Bad Batch and Loki at the moment.
Yeah.
And I wish there was like another Star Trek-y thing I could watch, but there isn't.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm really feeling like there's a gap, you know, at the moment for like a Star Trek thing or some kind of exploration thing. I'd really like. But yeah, that's all I've done really. Oh, I watched The Dead Don't Die, the Jim Jarmusch film.
Yes, I watched that before. What did you think of it?
It was all right. It was quaint. It's his kind of vibe, you know. Bill Murray's good in it.
It got very surreal very quickly at the end.
Yeah, it got very weird very quickly, didn't it?
Which one's that?
The Dead Don't Die. It's on Netflix at the moment. It's got Kylo Ren,
Bill Murray.
I think I tried to watch it. And
Donald Glover as well, again.
And what's her name? The chosen one from Doctor Strange.
Oh, Tilda Swinton.
Yes, Tilda Swinton is also in it.
And also Iggy Pop is a zombie in it. It's really fun. Yeah, no, I find myself a lot of the time.
That's a lot of stuff, Mike. For a working man, that's a lot of TV you've been watching.
Well, I've just like, what is it? I mean, that's over 3 weeks, mate.
That's still a lot. Like, all I've been watching really is the Disney stuff that comes out on a Friday. So the usual Big Sky, Rebel, Bad Batch, and stuff like that. And outside of that, just a few Netflix things. Ragnarok being one of those. There is a lot of stuff. Dave, that show you mentioned, fried
Deep fried
Iron
crispy.
Hog.
Yeah.
Yep, and High and Hog.
That's all I've been watching. It's like reality programs, really.
Mm.
Gold divers and.
If I do win a lottery and we open up a comic book shop, I want a American food place next door as well, because I just like the food is just amazing in these shows, and I want to give it a shot. What else is there? Right, so moving on as you do. Dave, what have you been watching?
Bad programs.
Give us a few. What's the worst thing you watched?
Gold divers. People in Alaska going for gold in the sea or the ocean.
How did it work out for them?
They get a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, millions. Literally millions.
I won a lottery last night. I won £3.60 on the lottery last night. That was quite nice.
Well, that's a bit of gold diving, isn't it? 3 gold pounds. Congratulations. Yeah, watching Sweet Tooth, the same as everyone else. Loki, Bad Batch, Big Sky.
What's Big
Sky? I haven't really got time, so
Big
the weekend
Sky,
stuff.
Big Sky is it's kind of like it's a murder mystery.
You'd like it. It's like a cop detective sort of program.
Private detectives, serial killers, urban, like crime. There's a crime, and the story just builds and builds and builds. But it's a lot different from, let's say, those shows like The Killing, which took 3 months, 3 series to get to who the killer is.
Yeah,
this show doesn't do that.
Yeah, they've done it in the first 5 episodes.
It dives straight in. The show dives straight in.
And then it's changed completely to a different story straight away. It's quite good.
And so there's 2 detectives. Well, it starts with 3, but there's 2 detectives, and they're on the trail of these girls that have gone missing. And the story spirals out from there. The girls have been kidnapped by a bunch of guys who sell them across the border as prostitutes to the Canadians. And the story just builds and builds and builds from there. So it's dirty cops, ignorant police officers. It gives you every reason not to visit like America, really. And don't
visit Big Sky.
Yeah, and don't get truck drivers angry. It's like, just don't do it. All right, that's the first lesson you should always learn. If you're in a small car Don't annoy a 14-ton 18-wheeler. That's just a bad freaking idea. Just putting it out there. For you anime fans, there's a lot of anime coming out this week on Netflix. I've watched. Do any of you watch the really weird? Either of you anime fans on any level whatsoever?
I don't mind it, but I never get into stuff. I find it a bit grating.
I want you to do a test for me, right?
I watched a couple of episodes of that Castlevania, and then I forgot to watch it again, but that was pretty good.
No, that was good. That was good. What I want you to do though is watch something really weird, right? And I want you to watch at least just 2 episodes, right?
How long's
and
an
then
episode?
Come back to me next week. It's only like 15 minutes, if that. It's not 24 minutes.
If they say 30 minutes, then I'm out.
No, it's 24 minutes. I want you to go and watch it, right? And let me know what you think of it. All right. It's on Netflix. It's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? Just watch it, right? Don't question it. Don't get, just give me that hour of your life, right? Just give me the hour and let me know what you think of it. Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I'll watch Lucifer. I have to watch that. The new season of that.
I keep watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and I don't know why. And I want you guys to just watch it and let me know if I'm actually bonkers. All right? And don't just watch 5 minutes of it. Give me the 2 episodes and let me know what you think.
Maybe.
Just give me this one thing and I'll give you the comic book shop.
It's just like it's about posh people.
Like I said, watch the first 2 episodes. Let me know what you think. Right, so where are we at the moment? Let's go. Shall we go into our reviews, gentlemen? The reviews of whose? Well, first of all, I guess the Bad Batch. We haven't talked about the Bad Batch for at least 3 weeks, I think. And the last time we had a good talk about it was, I think, after the first 2 episodes. Or maybe the first 3 episodes. And then we're now at episode 6,
8.
I think, came out. Is 8? Time flies. So episode 8 came out. And
7.
how are you feeling about it at the moment? I think it's still in that realm of like when Rebels first started.
I think it's getting good now because Cad Bane showed up.
Yeah, man. And they were on the junk planet that's in the new Star Wars game.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really
I think
cool.
from now it's going to start getting good.
Yeah, Cad Bane in a shootout, I was just like, yeah, he's going to fuck you up. And
I didn't think he would. I thought, it's going to be pretty even. And,
he went down.
But he just went,
no.
I thought he'd hit him. I didn't think he'd miss. That was what I was a bit shocked about.
Yeah, he didn't even get this gun up high enough. He was down before he could count, but that's him done. But he's not dead, which is nice.
What's the other one? I can't think of his name now. It's not Deadshot. Crosshair.
Yeah.
He got burnt like Darth Vader, didn't he?
Yeah, he got Darth Vader's.
Who's he going to come back as?
I reckon he's going to. What would be really cool if they bring him back as one of the bounty hunters, so he gets he comes back as a familiar character with a new code name.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Because he's on the oxygen now, isn't he? And he's all burnt and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Get me on that shuttle.
Maybe he becomes like a Darth Vader of some sort.
I don't know. It'd be cool to see them sort of join up with the Rebels. It's probably what's going to happen next, isn't it? They're going to go and get Rex and try and get Omega back.
So, which brings me to the next question. What do you, any speculation on what Omega is? Because we know she's a clone, but why is she such an important clone?
Because I reckon she's been mated with a Jedi.
Or she's Obi-Wan's clone.
Because she has got like psychic abilities as well, hasn't she?
Well, reflexes more than abilities.
Yeah. Got the Force. Maybe she's got a bit of both.
It would make sense to be Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan's pretty much he was there, wasn't he, on Kamino?
And this is going to finish in Obi-Wan Kenobi's.
Yeah, actually, he was on Kamino.
Yeah, and
so was Samuel Jackson.
Was Samuel there?
Yeah. That's where he was. Maybe I was dreaming it. They were together.
I know.
Maybe not.
I get a feeling she
Anakin
might,
was there, wasn't he?
I think she might be a clone of Satine. That seems the obvious one.
Yeah, especially with what seems to be the plot line they're coming up within Mandalorian, right? And Filoni, I wouldn't put it past him. This series is going to last for maybe a couple of seasons, and at the end of it, it turns out she's the new queen. So, but she appears in the Mandalorian because the Mandalorian's now going to be building towards the retaking of Mandalore.
Yeah, which is going to be cool.
But I'm not a writer, so please don't rely on me.
Well, no, it's going to be the fallout of the Darksaber thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So I reckon that's going to be it. That would be my guess.
We all know who grabs that, Sabine, and then she gives it back to them for free. There you
go. Yeah. It's going to be so exciting once they start filming again. All right. Well, yeah, the Bad Batch, I'm happy with it. I think it's still pretty well made. I do think it's going to end up being a lead up into whatever happens in Mandalorian. I don't think they're going to have any Jedis in it because that would be too predictable having a Jedi in it. Otherwise, the Empire would have been involved by now, and the Empire isn't. It's just the.
I think Darth Vader will show up.
Oh, that'd be so cool. But at the same time,
because it's around that era, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think Vader at that moment is too much of a threat for them. Like if they can't even
got to think where
Bad
Batch starts is where he turns into Darth Vader, isn't it?
So, yeah. No, but he's busy. He's busy looking after the Death Star being built, isn't he?
Yeah. And I think he'd be too much of a threat for the clones. He'd just take him out. There'd be no it wouldn't be like even a fight, and especially if Cade Bane could just be like,
yeah.
See you the fuck later.
Well, is Boba Fett going to turn up and kill him?
Oh, did you about to say that? I was saying you could have Boba Fett in it, couldn't you? Teenage Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Would he be teenage? He would be, wouldn't he? Yeah. That'd be cool.
He should be. It'd be nice if they do something cool with Boba Fett. Definitely. And maybe even I don't know.
Or maybe not. Maybe they stay away from that because he's got his own show coming out soon, hasn't he? The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, but didn't they show that Clone Wars snippet at one of the Star Wars conventions of him and Cad Bane?
That was
it out.
There was a shot. I actually read this. I read this yesterday. I think it was they were going to have a fight out between both of them, like a gunfight. But they cut it from the show for some reason.
Yeah, but then they showed it at one of the conventions.
Yeah, like raw footage, not finished.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have seen it.
Well, I think that. I mean, I'd like to see that, but
and all you see is the head rolling.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know.
Well, I'd like to see them introduce some new characters, some new exciting characters. They've done it so far with one person, the other bounty hunter, Fennec Wick. I'd like him to introduce some more new characters. That'd be quite cool. No more Jedis, though. I don't want any more Jedis. Maybe a young Han Solo would be cool. Pop up. But
middle-aged Chewbacca.
Yeah, some Wookiees. I'd like to see some Wookiees. Although Wookiee animation is really bad. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But so far, yeah, Mandalorian. Sorry, we sound like we're very unexcited about it, but I think Bad Batch is really exciting.
No, it's got a lot better. It started off pretty slow.
Yeah,
it's building nicely.
Now she's been kidnapped. It's like watching The Mandalorian again.
Yeah, he does like his father figures, doesn't he? Old Dave. He's got a bit. I don't know what's going on there.
But no, you got a point. Like when it comes to female characters, although he does a few leading female characters, I don't think he's had a leading female characters in any of the animation he's done apart from Ahsoka. And that's it. Even when it comes to Jedi female characters, they didn't appear much in the original Clone Wars.
It was cool to see Kanan survive, how he survived all the 60s.
Yeah.
I liked that. That was really cool.
Mm. And Acolyte's coming along. That should be with us soon. So we'll get some more Star Wars. And Mike, right, good news, right? The Star Trek, you're going to get so much Trek next year, right? It might hurt you. It might hurt you. You've got Discovery coming back. You've got Strange New Worlds. which will follow the original format and the original series, which everybody says is the most important thing about Star Trek.
So what, are they going to have it build up to Kirk then? And we're going to get a new Kirk?
I don't think so. I think you're not going to get any mention of Kirk in this series because I think it's meant to be set 10 years before Kirk. I reckon it's maybe got 9 seasons in it, and they'll stop just before Kirk comes into it.
And they sort of tease him walking onto the...
Yeah.
And you won't see it happen, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see Kirk appear in this show. And also, I think...
Maybe they'll talk about him in third person.
Yeah, you might even have him appear as a younger Kirk touring the ships.
Or a shadow in the background.
Cadets, come this way. And Kirk disappears and shags one of the crew. I don't know. We'll see.
To the bridge they'll go, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
So you won't ever see it.
And not to be bad, as much as I love William Shatner, and I do love William Shatner, the original series needs a bit of a dust up. Because like after the first season, it's pretty bad stuff.
I mean, I tried to watch it. I watched the Khan episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's of its time, isn't it? Yeah. It would be nice to see it redone.
Well, I've heard rumors. Well, we've had the films. They redone it with the films. But yeah, you're right. A TV series redo would be great. I've heard rumor that there may be a film reboot of The Next Generation.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to see that. I mean, I enjoyed the characters, so...
And the new season of Picard's coming out soon as well. So you're going to get so much Trek. It's going to hurt, bro.
Picard looks cool because Q's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not... I know it sounds petty, right? And this, Dave, Mike, I apologize for getting a little bit political, right? But all I remember is when Star Trek Next Generation ended...
Wrong show, no politics.
just bear with me, right? When it ended, right? When Star Trek The Next Generation ended, all I heard, which was what, 1995? All I heard was people going, when are we getting a Worf TV series? Right, we want a Worf TV series. We're working on a Worf TV series. We're casting for a Worf TV series. We'll stop working on a Worf TV series. What do we get? Picard.
Yeah, but Picard's probably the most loved character in Star Trek.
I don't know, Worf. I'd say Worf is, man. But that's just my personal point of view.
I don't know. I think they missed a trick by not having him on this crew.
Yeah.
I think that would have been an easy win. They should have had him. I get 7 of 9 because the whole Borg thing, and that's the story they wanted to go with, and I get it. But the angry officer who was on drugs, that could have been Worf, couldn't it?
Oh, I need to watch this one. Angry officer on drugs.
Yeah, she was like smoking some like vape pen because she got chucked out of Starfleet.
Yeah,
when Picard quit. So, yeah, I mean, I enjoy Picard because it's like all these little flashbacks to Next Generation. But I want to see them do cool stories. And yeah, it would have been cool for them to meet up with other characters rather than Riker and Troy. It would have been cool to see them go to Kronos and see Worf as ambassador there because that's how it ended at the end of Deep Space Nine, isn't it?
It would have been nice if it was Worf who turned up at the end of the show. I've got your back, Captain. But there you go. This is what happens with Star Trek. But yeah, I reckon Worf's going to be in season 2. Now, boys, there's one show we haven't spoken about. We just had episode 3. Is it episode 3 of it?
Episode
come
3
out
today.
This morning. I've watched it. I'm going to watch it again because I did watch it on a very small screen.
I watched it on my phone at lunchtime today.
Lucky episode 3. Lucky episode 3's hit us, yeah. From the first episode to this, first of all, before we review it full on, how's the story progressed for you? Is it getting better? Is it getting more entertaining as it's gone along?
Yes and yes.
I thought the first episode, I hated it. I watched it 3 times.
Really? Why'd you hate it?
I just couldn't get into it.
I
watched it 3 times that I couldn't get into it. But the second episode and third episode, they're really good. Now I know what's going on, and I was just like, oh, this is really dull, bland. They're just talking.
I enjoyed it.
And I switched off.
And what did you think of episode 2? Because that's the one that we didn't review, episode 2. But were you all good on episode 2? Was it like
we didn't review any of them, have we?
Because
that was Marvel shortcut to character development part 1.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Lots of talking.
It was, what was funny is it's like all of the character development Loki's gone throughout all the movies, and they're like, "Oh, people like this nice Loki. How do we get him to be this Loki?" I know. We'll just show him all the bits.
He can do what we done and have a heart at the end of it. What else was there? I think I liked episode 2 because it built it up a bit more. The special effects, again, there was no real drop in them. And I just like the way that nothing actually happened the way you expected it to happen necessarily. Like the way Morbius was like, he's lying. He's lying. I know he's lying. I know you're lying. And little bits like that. That worked for me. And I think at the end of the day, the ending, like the new character they brought in, the variant.
Sybil. Was that her name? Sybil?
I can't remember. I'd have to watch it again. Sorry, it's
Lady Loki. Anyway, yeah.
Lady Loki. I think the story with that's going to be quite a touching one in the end. Because from this episode, there was a lot of building up a bond in the episode, and I think it's going to be quite touching in the end. Because there's one important factor about Loki I forgot. And that is that I think in the stories the Enchantress is meant to be his daughter, and I think the variant is actually Enchantress. Hela's also meant to be his daughter in the original stories of the gods, but we won't get into that. But I think that the Enchantress is the daughter of said Loki, or at least Loki creates her.
Oh, okay.
So I think this could be quite an enchanted story, which is why she's quite angry at Loki, because he's a version of her papa who let her down. That's my revelation. Sorry. But I liked episode. I liked it. I thought the action, the pace at the end was amazing.
You ruined everything for me now. She was a variant of him, and
well, she might be. They haven't said. That's the Francois speculation, which, as we've seen in the past, it's not always right. Most of the time, it's not even close. So don't get hurt.
And now all the timelines have gone crazy. It's going to lead into bloody
multiverse of madness. Yeah.
You're seeing it going off in everywhere. You're like, oh, here we go.
Well, I think it will lead into Secret Wars, because that's the only, or Battle World. Because the way Marvel does its stuff, Battle World was such a big storyline a couple of years ago. I was like, Kevin Feige's decided this story is going to happen. And I think that's what the Multiverse of Madness, that'll be the next Secret Wars, will be the next Marvel film. Avengers film, sorry, not Marvel. The next Avengers get together will be the Multiverse of Madness, when you got the Fantastic Four. When you got, because I've heard rumors in Multiverse of Madness, you're going to get a version of all Avengers, which is everybody who was never cast for the role. So Tom Cruise auditioned for Iron Man at one point, and he'll play Tony Stark in Multiverse.
How much are they paying for all this?
Doesn't matter, it's Disney.
You're talking about a studio that paid 70.
Oh, Tom, we just need you to just turn up for 20 minutes. Here's 50 million.
Yeah, probably.
While we were gone, sorry
we didn't give you the job.
Before we wrap up, because I think we've rolled. Right. What did you do? Did we talk about the MGM takeover of? Sorry, Amazon's takeover of MGM.
Oh, so they own. They own Bond now, do they?
Yeah, they own Bond. Not the best franchises, admittedly, and I don't know where you could go with Bond, even if you decided to do a TV show of it all.
Well, you can't do a lot because the Broccoli family still own all the rights, don't they, and stuff.
Yeah, so they'd have to sort of beg them to do one like they did with Lord of the Rings, I reckon. But the other franchises they've also got Stargate.
That'd be good. The reboot of Stargate. I love Stargate.
Yeah. Legally Blonde.
Oh yeah, I really loved that as well.
Yeah.
a ditzy girl from the hills becoming a lawyer. Oh yeah.
But yeah, is either of you excited by that one, or is that something that
I mean, if they could do something cool with James Bond, then yeah, but they can't really because the Broccoli family don't let them. So it'd be cool to see like a 24 style James Bond thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, follow follow one of the other double O's, you know?
They've got Rocky as well. They could do young Rocky.
How much Rocky can you do? They just repeated Rocky with Creed.
Yeah, I did like Creed.
They're exactly the same stories.
They've got The Hobbit.
Oh yeah.
Adam's Family, Bill and Ted, Stargate, Legally Blonde, The Pink Panther, and G.I. Joe. Let's not forget the Joe. Go Joe! Which I think I missed that one. I was never into G.I. Joe when I was a kid.
We had Action Man. We had Action Man, didn't we?
You've got Barbershop, Clash of the Titans, Hot Tub Time Machine. So they've got a few franchises, like the B.
They're not really franchises, though, are they? Come on.
Well, Jump Street, that's a franchise. They've done 2 movies. Hot Tub did 2 movies.
That's done.
Yeah, that's done.
Millennium.
They're too old now as well. They can't be pretending to be college kids.
Bill and Ted. Look, they just tried that, and it was a massive.
Okay. Look, I was trying to be encouraging to one of the biggest corporate organizations in the world. But yeah, they got a donkey there. Apart from Bond, they got
Charlie Chaplin and Lauren Hardy as well.
Yeah,
they're going to reboot that.
I reckon Stargate's going to be the big one for them, and and Lord of the Rings, and that's it.
How many people like you that like Lord of the Rings?
What do you mean like me, Mike? You love Lord of the
Mike
Rings,
doesn't like it.
Mike's with me.
No, he's not. He's with me. See.
Oh,
no one likes to watch midget with hairy feet.
Oh, and on that bombshell.
I only watched them in the cinema. I've never watched them since.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I think I watched them once.
I can understand.
Yeah, once for me. I remember the Return of the King.
Yeah.
I was with my dad's watching it, and we got up and put our coats on a full half hour before the film finished because we thought the film was done. And it just kept on going and going.
Is that the one with the walking trees going to the?
Yeah,
the
but no, it's the bit where they, where Aragon becomes king and he goes, "Oh, you do not bow to me," and that bit, yeah. And when he goes, "You do not bow to me," me and Dad went, "Oh, it's finishing. Let's put our jackets on," and then we were just sort of like just sitting there, like wanting to just smash our faces into the wall.
I don't blame you. Look, Lord of the Rings has some of the most bland characters I've ever seen brought to film.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, well, some people look at me like I'm weirdo when I say this, but that's a film that's desperately in need of diversity. In a sense, it needs, and I'm not just saying like people of color or whatever, it just needs some more women in it for starters. I mean, what are they fighting for? There's no women in these films of any great importance apart from Leandria, one of the Elven Queens, and she appears for like 20 minutes. And then the rest of it's just guys arguing over what to do with a ring, which is exactly what guys would do.
We know what to do with a ring. You pepper it.
What do you do with a ring? You put a finger on it? No, it's like, Lord of the Rings is, for me, as well written as it is, it's a book of its time.
Yeah.
And it's bloated. It's like reading the Bible. You can read bits and enjoy it. It's got some great characters in there, but it's men talking a lot and fighting each other, and that's it. And they still can't answer the question of why they didn't take the eagle all the way to Mount Doom.
Because Sauron would have seen with his eye.
Who cares? Sauron is the most useless villain ever. Went to all that work and didn't plan for that.
Why couldn't someone just melt the ring?
It has to be the fires of Mount Doom. Because that's where it was put together.
Where it was forged.
I don't know. I always fell asleep.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't write it.
You really know how to put Debbie down at the end of the show, don't you?
Hey!
The Hobbit,
look, watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and then there's the highlight for the.
That sounds like a
story.
porno.
And you know what, boys? Who says we have to end on a happy note? We can be. This is our show. We can do whatever we want with it. Like Rick and Morty's return this week. I don't know if it's returned to the UK, but Rick and Morty's back.
Yeah. It was on Channel 4. It was on E4.
Was it? All right, I need to catch up on that then.
Just the first episode. So yeah, it was all right.
That's all right. That's all I need. A little bit of Rick and Morty. All right, chaps. Well, we've come to the end of the show. This is the first Wednesday show we've done in a while. Hopefully we'll be back to Monday, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll be back at some point. Please leave your feedback or requests of anything you wish us to watch or enjoy before we do next week's show. But do not, whatever you do, watch Lord of the Rings. I think that's come across quite clearly from the show.
Just leave them in the bargain bin. That's where they deserve to be.
Just leave it there. Maybe you watch it on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, if you work it out, all the movies, you're going to waste a day of your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
18 hours.
So it'd be 12 hours. Instead,
3, 6, 9, 18 hours, yeah.
18 hours? What? No.
The movies. Because you got The Hobbit as well to watch, haven't you?
Oh, no, I've never watched that.
How many Lord of the Rings movies is there? There's 4.
There's 3.
There's 6.
And then there's 3 Hobbits. So there's 3 Lord of the Rings and 3 Hobbits.
Yeah, and now there's a TV
series of The Hobbit.
Yeah, but the TV series... No, the TV series is going to be of the whatever it's called. It's set before Lord of the Rings. The far past. And actually, because there's so little written about it, they're going to have
one ready. Yeah,
they're going to have a bit of naughty in there and some women.
Oh, great!
Like I keep saying, women. In a story can make it work so well, even when it's not that great a show. Like what do we call it? Game of Thrones.
Nothing wrong with Game of Thrones.
But that's what I mean. They had lots of women in it who had.
That's another thing I could only probably watch once.
Yeah. I haven't watched it again. It may be worth doing.
So I mean, I've never watched it again. I've watched every episode once, and that was it.
How about you, Mike? Were you a lover of Game of Thrones? Or?
Yeah, I loved it when it was going, and then.
Now, how many times have you re-watched it?
No,
that's what I mean. It's one and done, isn't it?
No, it killed itself, didn't it?
Yeah.
Literally, it shot itself in the face at the end. You know.
You can't do a series for 10 years and keep it consistent. Can't do it. It's not possible.
No, but also, I mean, you know, the ending.
All the cast are in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because everybody wanted to get out of it by then. You know, what's it? Who was John? Who was a guy who
Harrington.
King of the North, Harrington.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to cut his hair for 10 years. It was in his contract.
Yeah, but he's still got the same hair now.
No, he's cut it now in Marvel.
Yeah,
he's got short hair now.
Yeah. You just can't do that to cast. Nobody, if you're a highbrow actor, like you're top of the range actor, you're not going to want to be in a TV show for 10 years. And that's the problem Game of Thrones had. Everybody was dying to get
Someone's offered me $1 million per episode. I'll be in that show for 10 years and not cut my hair.
You say that now, Dave.
If you told put lipstick on this pig for 10 years, he would do it.
I know you would not. I know. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. For our first Kickstarter, Dave's offering to wear lipstick for 10 years for £1 million. Let's raise that money.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on my witticisms for another episode of The Boys from Bossk. We will be back next week with more for you. Latest review of Loki and any other decent entertainment that's coming out there.
Looks like he's
Remember,
well, my eyes have just got itchy now. I think the hay fever's starting.
You can hear the hay fever on me, Dave. You're so lucky.
This is why I've got the fan blowing in my face to stop it.
This was the boys. Sorry, this was the boys from Bossk. They'll be back with more bounties next week.
Or the week after. Or maybe the week after that. We'll never know.
Who knows?
We'll be back. Get to the chopper.